Marcus Trent didn't consider himself a hero. Hell, most days he barely considered himself competent. Yet there he was, standing in the alley behind the old textile factory on 5th Street, staring down at what appeared to be a child bleeding out on the grimy pavement. Except this wasn't just any child. The kid's eyes glowed faint crimson in the darkness, and those definitely weren't normal canines protruding over trembling lips. Blood, darker than it should have been, pooled around a gash in the small chest. Well, Marcus muttered, crouching down. This is either the worst decision I'll ever make, or the second worst. The first was that gas station sushi last week. The child, no more than 8 or 9 by appearance, grabbed his jacket with surprising strength. Please, the voice rasped. They'll find me. They'll finish what they started. Marcus had about 3 seconds to decide. His brain screamed at him to walk away, call the authorities, let someone else deal with whatever supernatural nonsense this was. His heart, the stupid, bleeding thing, had other plans. Yeah, okay, he sighed, carefully lifting the kid. But if you bite me, we're going to have words. The child whispered her name was Lena. She weighed almost nothing. Marcus hurried to his apartment. Thank God it wasn't far. Every shadow felt like it moved as he rushed through the streets. Paranoia, probably. Or maybe not. His apartment was a modest disaster. Books everywhere, coffee cups forming architectural wonders on every surface, and a cat named Professor Whiskers who cared about exactly one thing: dinner. Marcus laid Lena on the couch and grabbed his first aid kit, which, admittedly, was not designed for vampire children, if that's what she was. So, he said, hands shaking as he opened it. On a scale from 1 to I'm completely screwed, how much trouble am I in? Lena's eyes flickered. The Vorik Clan doesn't forgive witnesses. They wanted me dead because I saw them kill an elder. You helped me. That makes you a target. Fantastic. Just fantastic. Marcus cleaned the wound as best he could. It was already healing. Vampire biology, apparently, was very efficient. And here I thought my biggest problem today would be my landlord asking about rent. You're strange for a human, Lena said, wincing. Yeah, I hear that a lot. He spent the next hour making sure Lena was stable, feeding her blood bags he absolutely did not ask about when she pulled them from her jacket pocket. Apparently, vampire kids traveled prepared. As Lena finally drifted into sleep, Marcus collapsed into his armchair, exhaustion hitting him like a freight train. His last thought before passing out was simple. Tomorrow is going to be weird. He had no idea how right he was. When Marcus opened his eyes, the first thing he noticed was that he wasn't in his armchair. He was in his bed. The second thing was much worse. A woman lay beside him. Not just any woman. She was stunning in a way that felt almost illegal. Pale skin glowing in the morning light. Dark hair spread across his pillow like silk. Features sharp enough to make angels jealous. She was also very clearly not human. Elegant canines showed even in sleep. Skin too perfect. Too still. And she was in his bed. Marcus did what any rational person would do. He froze. The woman's eyes opened slowly, revealing deep amber irises. She studied him with an intensity that made Marcus want to apologize for crimes he hadn't committed. You're awake, she said smoothly. Good. We need to talk, Marcus Trent. How do you know my name? He squeaked. And who are you? And why are you in my bed? And is Lena okay? And, I have too many questions. A faint smile curved her lips. My name is Vera Nightshade. I'm Lena's aunt. And you, human, have done something either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. The jury is still out. Marcus sat up, painfully aware he was still in yesterday's clothes and probably smelled like fear and bad decisions. I'm leaning towards stupid. The Vorik Clan is hunting everyone connected to Lena, Vera said, sitting up with predatory grace. By saving her, you've put a target on yourself. So I should have minded my own business? No, her expression softened. You did something remarkable. Humans rarely risk themselves for our kind. Marcus rubbed his face. I saw a kid dying in an alley. The vampire part came second. I'm not a hero. I just couldn't walk away. Vera studied him for a long moment. Perhaps, she said quietly. That's exactly what makes you one. The silence stretched between them like a rubber band ready to snap. Marcus could hear Professor Whiskers scratching at the bedroom door, probably wondering why breakfast was late and why there were vampires in his domain. So, Marcus ventured, because apparently his survival instinct had taken a permanent vacation. What happens now? Do I get some kind of vampire witness protection program? A new identity? Because I've always wanted a cool name. Like Blade. Or Hunter. Vera laughed, a sound that was entirely unexpected and annoyingly musical. Your humor in the face of danger is either a coping mechanism, she said, or genuine insanity. Why not both? She stood, and Marcus made a heroic effort not to notice how her movements somehow made his apartment feel smaller. More hunted. The Vorik Clan will send scouts first. They'll confirm your connection to Lena before acting. We have 2 days. Maybe 3. That's not a lot of time to emotionally prepare for my tragic demise. You're not going to die, Vera said firmly, turning to face him. I won't allow it. You saved my niece, my blood. That creates a debt. Among my kind, debts are sacred. Marcus swung his legs off the bed and ran a hand through his hair. Let me guess. Repayment involves violence and significant property damage. Almost certainly. Fantastic. He began pacing. And Lena? Where is she? Safe. I moved her to a secure location while you slept. The healing trance drained her more than expected. Vera's expression darkened. The Vorik clan used silver blades. Barbaric. Marcus's brain was already overloaded, but one thought cut through. Wait. You're clearly elite. He gestured vaguely. Terrifying aura. Zero hesitation. Why do you need me? Can't you just wipe them out? Vera smiled, sharp and dangerous. Because they operate in the human world now. They blend in. I need someone who understands human behavior, someone they won't immediately mark as a threat. Marcus stopped pacing. So I'm bait. You're an asset. That's bait with better marketing. Before she could reply, the bedroom door creaked open. Professor Whiskers strutted in like he owned the place, which, in his mind, he absolutely did. The cat froze when he saw Vera. Then he hissed. Actually hissed. Back arched. First standing straight up. Your cat has excellent instincts, Vera observed. He senses what I am. Professor Whiskers is a very good judge of character, Marcus said, scooping him up. He also once tried to fight his own reflection for 3 hours, so let's stay humble. The tension cracked, just slightly. Vera moved to the window, peering through the blinds. They're already watching. Black sedan. 2 occupants. Parked across the street for an hour. Marcus leaned closer, careful to stay hidden. The car sat unnaturally still. Could be anyone. Could be, Vera agreed. Won't be. So what's the plan? We can't sit here waiting for vampire assassins. My security deposit is already hanging by a thread. Vera turned to him, and for the first time, Marcus saw something like respect in her amber eyes. We set a trap. You'll draw them out, on our terms. The abandoned church on Riverside. Multiple exits. Plenty of shadows. And by handle, you mean the violent option. I mean they will never threaten you, or Lena again. Marcus set Professor Whiskers down, who immediately marched to his food bowl to protest the delayed service. You know, yesterday my biggest concern was pizza or Chinese. Today I'm planning ambushes with an elite vampire. Life adapts quickly, Vera said, almost amused. Yeah, that tracks. He grabbed his jacket. Let's do this before my common sense wakes up. They spent the next hour preparing. Vera made calls in a language Marcus didn't recognize. He gathered his supplies, a flashlight, an old baseball bat from college, and, without overthinking it, a jar of garlic powder. That won't help, Vera said. I know, Marcus replied, but it makes me feel better. By evening, they reached the church. It loomed against the darkening sky, gothic and broken, stained glass shattered like old promises. When this is over, Marcus said as they slipped inside. Assuming I survive, I'm getting therapy. After this, Vera replied from the shadows near the altar. You'll have the protection of the Nightshade line. And if I don't want to be part of your world? She looked at him, unreadable. You already are. The moment you picked up Lena, you chose. Footsteps echoed outside. More than one. The Vorik clan had arrived. Marcus tightened his grip on the baseball bat, painfully aware of how ridiculous he looked. Here we go. Stay alive, Vera whispered as her fangs extended. I'd hate for your sacrifice to be wasted. That makes 2 of us. The doors burst open, and Marcus Trent, ordinary human, extraordinary bad luck, faced the monsters in the dark. But this time, he wasn't alone. And somehow, that made all the difference. If this story entertained or taught you something, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and bring you more stories like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.